Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 15-minute pop-up show. I do hope you're having a good Friday this morning and you have your coffee and tea and ready to start this weekend off. Thank you so much for joining us during this momentary distraction of simple amusements and magic. Our featured guest is in the green room right now and is probably waiting for me to get done quickly. However, I'm going to start us off with a small opening act, if you guys don't mind. I was thinking of something a little whimsical and fun to start your Friday off. This story that I'm going to present to you is called Learning the Ropes. It's about Faust learning life's lessons and also imperfections. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the story of Faust and learning the ropes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Learning the Ropes. I do hope you enjoyed, and thank you once again for joining me on this Friday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my guest waits for us in the green room. Some of you may know him, and his name is Will Roberts. He is an actor, a magician, a world record holder, and a former Cirque du Soleil performer. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I introduce to you my dear friend, an amazing gentleman, and the huckster, Will Roberts. Will, thank you for coming, Will.
Yeah,
Thank
after
you
I
for
saw that
joining.
rope, after I saw that rope stuff, I brought out my rope just because I thought if people get out of hand, I could hog tie them a little bit. So
Now, I had never seen your rope before. That's why I did that in your honor as far as the rope was concerned.
well, that was awesome. I really appreciate what you did. It was pretty cool. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. I really appreciate you, Chris, allowing me to come on your awesome piece of what can I say, virtuosity. And
Something
honestly, I love that routine that you do. I think it's pretty phenomenal. So,
like that.
with that being said, I thought I could launch into doing something with a rope as well, and
Absolutely, Will.
then you and I should talk a little bit.
Absolutely. The stage is yours, my friend, and
Thank you.
everyone out there enjoy.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, everybody. I'm Will Roberts, and I am known as the Honest Huckster. So, welcome to my show. I hope you enjoy this. I have a couple of things that I do. Did work with Cirque du Soleil for over 3.5 years, 15 or 1,300 shows in the Las Vegas Strip. And this is what I did. I'm one of the top trick ropers and gun spinners. So, doing a little bit of this stuff. This is a cowboy rope. And see, as an honest huckster, back in the Wild West days, you had to be good not only at cards and tricking people, but you had to be good at the skills that could potentially help you if you had to run, which was guns or ropes, which is kind of cool. So I do have a world record for doing this, spinning the gun. I don't have a world record, by the way, for what we call fast draw. I have a different world record. Mine is that I was asked by Guinness to come and holster my gun within 1 minute into my holster. Into my holster, 1 minute. I did it in a place that was about 107 degrees. The first time I tried, I did about 5 of these, and then it slipped out of my hand, and my other gun broke. I have 2 of them. These are real Ruger Vaqueros, by the way, just so you know. So my world record is not for fast draw, but it's for putting my gun in the holster, taking my hand off in 1 minute. The record was 30. I then got 44. So now technically I have a world record not for the fast draw, but the fastest to withdraw. I'll be here all week. Try the deal. So, as the honest huckster, I like to give people a little bit of an insight on how they can kind of get to where they're, I don't know, not going to be huckstered. Because if you don't know what a huckster is, a couple of other words: huckster, con man, which is actually confidence man, someone to scam you, smoke and mirrors. A modern day word would be politician. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, hey, let's grab out the rope. I talked about this. I'm going to go into my magic cabinet, grab out my rope, and I am a weapons expert, so we won't be using the traditionary stuff. I will be using a butterfly knife, and let's see if I can make this happen. Do a couple of butterfly knife things here. Oh, and there it is. That's to show you that I'm human. I dropped it. But here's what we're going to do. Chris was doing a really cool thing with ropes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rope. As you can see, there are no trapdoors, hidden assistants, liquid doves, rabbits. Doesn't really matter. It's all just a piece of rope. I'm going to go like this, up and down the thing, just like that. I'm going to stop it somewhere in the middle to try to make sure I get the middle. And we're going to cut it in half, just like this. This is just to warm you all up, and me, by the way. So I have it cut. Put that in here. So we have technically 2 pieces of rope. Now the problem is that this rope is a little bit too long, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to take these 2 ropes and I'm going to restore them. Here we go, just like this. Take it like that, and There it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. 2 restored ropes. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Hey, it's a free show. Ready? Watch carefully. On the count of 3, these 2 ropes. 1, 2, boom, 3. Thank you very much. That is my prelude and my little give it up for my good friend Faust, who did a phenomenal version of that trick. Hey, so let's do another thing I like to do. Hold on. To show you those knives were real. I am bleeding. Normal in my show. Hey, if you're not bleeding, probably not doing a good show. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into some cards, okay? Now, back in the old days, before cards were as advanced as they are now, wait, magic cabinet. Cards back in the old days didn't have the complications and the difference that we have now, which, by the way, if you take a look at cards now, they have the pips that are on the bottom or all over them, and then they have a number. That's to show you, I really am bleeding, to show you that these are all different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, now everybody pay attention. This is where you get part of the act. Let's take out 4 cards. And here's what I want everybody to do, okay? You're going to memorize 1 card, okay? And when you do memorize 1 card, I'd like you to think about it and keep it in your mind. So look at one of these cards, and you have to remember the name of the card and the suit. So if it's a Jack of Hearts or whatever the case may be, memorize one of them, everybody. Okay, now I'm going to take and make a prediction and keep one of them over here. Now I'm going to show you the cards again. Do you remember your card? Here we go. Everybody take a look. They never left my sight. And as you can see, your card's not there. That's a prelude. Now, I just wanted to show you that that's what cards look like now. Well, back in the old days, cards actually looked like this. They actually looked like just a pip with no actual numbers on it, which is kind of weird. Now we have to put numbers on it. But here, let me show you how this works, because if you come into a situation like this, you want to make sure that you don't get huckstered, don't get scammed. So here's how it works. Oh boy. Hold on a second. I really am bleeding. I really cut myself up. All right, here we go. We have 1 on this side, 4 on this side, 3 on this side, 6 on this side. Again, 1 on this side, 4 on this side, 3 on this side, and 6 on this side. Let me show you how this works, okay? In case you ever come upon this, what's actually happening is that when I put my hand over it, I'm actually taking and hiding one of them. So if I put my hand on this side, it looks like 1. If I put it on this side, it looks like 3. Same thing with the other side. If you put it on this side just like this, you're hiding 1. Or if you do the other one and you have that. See, the problem is, though, you can't ever lift your hand up because it might blow the illusion of what you're doing. See, if you look at this carefully and you accidentally lift your hand up, you'll accidentally show that it's blank. So as you can see on the back side, we had this side, we had 3. On the other side, we had, well, what did we have? It does, you know what? After a while, I just start seeing spots. Wait a minute now. Okay. Chris, come on back on. That's my little impromptu show as I literally cut myself. I am going to the depths. I am injuring myself for your show.
I see that, Will, and we're going to add death-defying stuntman to your resume, your list of resumes.
Don't try this at home.
Hey, and you know what? I think it's a lesson, and it is a lesson to just keep going and finish the show, because the show is most important.
I think I lost a finger. I think I lost a finger in that one.
Oh, yeah.
So a little impromptu magic, always great on a Friday, and certainly appreciate you bringing me in on this. But let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Will, first off, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your magic, because that's what this is about. I want to be able to share magic with everyone out there and kind of expose them to different variety arts. And I'm glad you were able to bring the lasso, which I've never seen before, by the way.
Yeah.
And also the gunslinging and the knife. So
the knife, not so much.
I want to see the knife later on, but hopefully you're okay. I don't want
using toys.
I don't want I don't want you to spill any more blood.
Uh,
Oh, so one of our guests, John Prada, says the show must go on, and you know what? I know John. Will, if I may, I want to bring something up, and maybe you're
sure,
interested in this. John is doing this collection of cards where he gets, different magicians to sign, and one
sure.
of them is like Shin Lim, Richard Turner. If anyone out there is interested in, adding to that collection, please do. Will, I think, Will, you'd be great for it.
I'd
Um,
love to. I can't guarantee it's going to be worth much on eBay. Maybe about $70. Maybe about $70, but that's about it.
yeah, so his name's John Prada, but he's doing it for his son, so I think it's a good cause to mention.
That's awesome.
But anyways, Will, where can anyone out there? We got a couple of people watching here.
Yeah,
Where can we find you?
I would say probably a couple of places you can get me. Certainly, if you're interested in seeing my acting stuff, I have a couple of Netflix films out, an Amazon film, some TV series stuff that I've done, commercials. But you can go to actorwillroberts.com. Actorwillroberts.com will actually take you there. That's also consequently my Instagram account, which is Actor Will Roberts. You can check me out there. And sometimes I don't post as much as I was posting about a month or two ago, but now that we're all in COVID and doing what we're doing, we're just setting up our studios and trying to entertain people around the world. So that's probably the best places to get me.
Okay, that's perfect. I'll also put on your Facebook here so that everyone could kind of follow
Okay.
you along. And then I know you have an Instagram, but
Do it.
going on to this special announcement is I'm kind of excited about it because you
Yeah.
mentioned it before the show. Could
Yeah.
you explain what sort of project that me and you will be doing in the near future there?
Well, one of the things that I used to do is I used to travel around the world and do a one-man Will Rogers show, which is basically, if you don't know who that is, it is not the guy with the horse Trigger and the wife Dale. It is the humorist, American humorist back in the early 1900s that basically, if Will Rogers, if it was an event and Will Rogers was there, it was an event. If he wasn't, it wasn't. He knew numerous presidents. He was a humorist. And so I spent many years, almost of 20, traveling around the world doing a one-man Will Rogers show. Well, one of the things that I absolutely have become very enthralled with over my 38 years of doing magic and being in theater and being a professional actor is vaudeville.
Yeah.
Um, One of the big reasons why I love working with Chris Faust is the fact that, as you can see, he is an attention to detail person. And the pantomime, by the way, a mime is a terrible thing to waste. What's mine is yours.
Oh,
Uh,
got
anyway,
joke.
but the fact of the matter is that I have always, I mean, everything that I do, and Chris understands this too, is that this is a watch from the 1800s. It's got cards on it. Um,
Oh,
a
cool.
knife from the early 1900s. This is an actual 30s bowler. Everything that I have, when you get into it like we do, I guess you could say reenactors, but I'd rather not, because we are our own act and not reenacting someone. But the point is that Chris and I started talking and thought to myself, this is the best person in the world to be able to put together a project like I wanted to put together. And as Chris and I started working together, we started seeing each other's strengths. And we saw, well, first of all, from a performance level, I'm always watching him so I can become better. And then on another level, the quality that Chris puts out is something that is, you just don't see it, the quality of what he's doing. And I dawned on me, you know what? I would like to do kind of what everybody else is doing, but a step or two up. And that is create a show that can be Zoomed and people can virtually see it, because I don't think we're going anywhere soon. And this is the new way to reach, corporate events or people doing parties, or just like you folks are watching. So that long-winded introduction brought us to something that we have created called the Zoom Field Follies. Just like the Ziegfeld Follies, zoomfieldfollies.com. It is going to be a monthly show, and knock on wood, a monthly show that we will be doing with all types of acts. Now, if you know anything about the Ziegfeld Follies, you know that it was known for their dancing girls, beautiful girls. Well, we have dancing beautiful girls as well. Mari Lynn is one of our young ladies that I've known for years as a saloon girl and does a lot of dancing. She's amazing. She'll be one of the acts. Of course, Faust and I will be doing our stuff, really sort of as your running MCs, if you have it. And then other acts like a gentleman that I have been working with and traveled around the world. I brought him to Singapore. I brought him to Japan. His name is Jonathan, and he is also an amazing gun handler. He's a sideshow guy. Guy sticks nails up his nose.
Right.
Who does that unless you're a sideshow person? And then of
You
course,
mind, Will? Do you mind if I throw up the poster so that we can just
yeah,
give them
please.
a little
Yeah, I'm
taste?
giving the pitch alone. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna flash that poster
Yeah.
so that everyone can see. There
Do
you
that.
go.
Do
So
that so I can stop the bleeding on this side.
This is what they can expect in the near future, and I'm looking forward to it, Will.
Yeah, Rudy Tinoco.
Mhm.
You can leave it up if you want. Rudy Tinoco is going to open the show after we introduce some things with a close-up, deal. And he's amazing. He is the Magician's Forum. My friend, our good friend Jonathan, he will be out there. Hardlock, sorry. And then of course Steve Spade, who is known as the Irish Houdini. And because this is a Halloween show, in essence, calling it the Hollow Quarantine Show. We will be putting on different acts, and hopefully, our Irish Houdini will be doing something. I know he's going to do an escape to really honor Harry Houdini, who we all know is amazing and astounding, with a great little intro from Faust here, which I think you'll enjoy from Chris. And then, lastly, but not goodly, we will each time we do a show, the last thing you see will be the performer that will be spotlighted on the next show. So our November show will have a featured performer, which is John Shyrock. And so he is a master magician. He's a Magic Castle performer. He's amazing. So the idea we want to bring to all of you is a little bit of what was in the Ziegfeld Follies, and we bring to you the ZoomfieldFollies.com.
And I'm going to put that right up there.
Yeah.
Will, and people, it's already being built, so people can actually log on from what I can see.
And you can buy tickets, $20.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Will. And I know you know what I wanted to people to get an idea of too, Will, is that this you have an extensive experience in movies, and so the structure of the show as well as theater, your experience, I think people can expect a pretty good structured and quality type of show that is going to be put together. So,
well, yeah, and really to add on to that is that Zoom is just a wonderful thing. I'm glad that everybody has now all of a sudden decided to do it. But what we wanted to do was make it to have you watch something that, if there was a cat going by our screen, it's on purpose. If there's something that is in the show, we want to make sure that you're paying attention to the right parts of the show, which is the show, and not, I don't, and again, I mean this to be in all respects, is that this is a new medium in essence, but we want to stop Zoom performances from looking like this. Okay, your turn. And with that being said, I have compiled, along with Chris, the best people. And each time we do the show, we might have the most interesting, who knows, pole dancers or whatever the case may be, because this is the new vaudevillians, and we want to make sure that it's being done right.
Well, that's a great intro, Will, and I appreciate you taking the time today to tell us about Zoomfield Follies, and also showing us your death-defying act, and just sharing magic in general, because that's what this show is about. And it looks like it stopped bleeding, so I think we're okay.
We're okay now. Yeah.
But
however, I have it all over my cards and.
Yeah. Well, Will, thank you again, and I wish I could have you back on again sometime soon to make an announcement.
Why don't you?
And what
you can. I'm going to be a regular. I'm not going to let you get away with that.
Let's do it. And we're going to do the knife act again. So,
Yes. I'm
look.
going to make sure I use a butter knife next time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out and watching me and Will today for us a momentary distraction of simple amusements and magic. My name is Chris Herren. This is
I'm
Will
Will Roberts.
Roberts, and we will see you next time. Thank you.